Look at that wonderful polytunnel behind us. You've seen some of it already, but I wanted to give you a live update of how we're doing. My name's Tim, I'm here in Uganda. I work at RAD, and we're here to support smallholder farmers, and we're very excited because our new polytunnel behind us has really helped us to massively increase our yields. So let's go and have a look at it, shall we? So Rachel is also the star of the show. So since we've started back in March, that's when she joined us, that we've seen the production massively increase. Andrew, of course, works tirelessly as well behind the scenes to sort us out. But the production in here has just dramatically increased. So you can see here we're in the midst of harvesting maggots. So we're going to weigh these in a moment. So this is from 3 bays. Then here we've got maggots everywhere. This is the frass that we're going to dry out. This is the process we go through. You take off the top layer of substrate because they don't like the light, so they'll bury down, and then you end up with a concentrated amount of maggots. So we're going to weigh that. So production was hovering around 50 kilos of larvae per month. Now we're close to 200. I'm very excited to see what this last weigh will be, because we are 2/3 of the way through June, and numbers mean that we're probably going to beat May's results, which I think was 187 kilos. So yeah, this is doing really well. We'll have a look at the figures in a moment. I'll show you those. I don't normally show you the figures. I figure it's not as exciting, graphs and things, but we'll look at that in a moment. So what we're using at the moment is for production. So we've got 3 bays on the go. They're quite small in here because they're quite young still, but you can see they've eaten a lot of the waste already. And then this one here, again, this is a new bay. So you can see the chicken manure looks quite fresh. And then this is the one that Andrew, you just saw him putting in. So we'll add some hatchlings in here. This is fresh waste that have been changed. This is one of the bays that's been emptied. So we have three. So there's 3 on the go, 3 were growing out. And so we just emptied 3 and replaced them. And we've got 3 on the go. And then over here is where we collect our pre-pupa. So we've done that already, but you get a lot. This is why we've got the slope on these ones. So you collect the pre-pupa. Now the advantage of this polytunnel over this one, so this one doesn't have bays in it. So you get increased heat, but not as much. There's no maggots being produced in here officially. So we were producing our maggots in here, and I'll show you the structure. But the challenge with this one is it's much cooler because, of course, it's not a polytunnel. Less humid, less temperature. So that's why we have a polytunnel, because it's much warmer in there. You can put water, keep the humidity nice and consistent. So it's really good for growing maggots. Now, interestingly enough, we put the breeding bays on that side, like we've talked about. But actually, we found that the pre-pupa that come out, the black, were actually much smaller than the ones that came from here. We don't know why exactly, something to do with the temperature probably. So what we actually are intending to do is use these bays to grow our pre-pupa. Maybe they grow a bit slower, they put on weight, a bit slower. But you get big. So the maggots aren't as good from here. The maggots are better from here, the BSFL. But the pre-pupa are better from here than they are from there. So that's probably what we're going to be doing, is maybe using this for a pre-pupa and then these exclusively for BSFL. So you see here, Andrew's collecting some waste. So all in all, we really improved the whole process. And then the breeding comes from in here. And you can see the sheer numbers. So remember a few videos back, we talked about the problem we had with ants attacking. So we're down to one cage in here, 1 cage in there, but we've just commissioned the carpenter to build some more of these structures with the protective oil at the bottom so the ants can't attack. But the flies are having a great time in here, and then we're hatching out in here, and we have a lot of flies flying around. So eventually we might well just start, if we get enough flies up, we'll probably just lay them directly in here, just get the flies to breed, and then have designated areas for breeding like this here. This is just to get eggs from these flies, the overspill that we have. So yeah, the fact that we've got that word overspill should tell you everything you need to know. This BSF project is really very successful now, I would say, as a farm. Like, it produces 200 plus kilos per month of maggots, which is more than enough for our farm, and we can produce more, and I think we'll carry on going, and we can produce enough hatchlings for farmers. So the basics are all there, which is I'm really delighted to say that, because long-time viewers of the channel will know we've really been trying hard to do that, and it's been very difficult over the years, but now we've got to the place where we've got what we need. And you can see here some mating happening. You can see on the ones that are joined there at the base in the middle of the screen. Those are mating, and then they of course come and lay their eggs down there. So yeah, I'm just delighted. Really, maybe you can't tell on camera, but I'm really happy about it. Like, you can see some more mating here, and then of course the eggs are going to hatch out, and then we've got them. These are fairly fresh, I can tell because of the colour, and then there's some hatchlings in here. Yeah, I can see them coming out. It's so hot in here because of the body heat, but you can see all the hatchlings. So these will be put out into those bays later today. Yeah. Let's go and have a look at the results, shall we? And I'll show you those graphs I was talking to you about. This is the progress I'm talking about. So you can see here we struggled from just to get our numbers of eggs consistently up every month. Then we've had spikes in the past, and then natural population fall off without some of the facilities we've got. But now we've got this new polytunnel, and it was built here, and new members of staff. You can see how much it's gone up. And this is, we've not finished June yet. We've still got another 10 days, so I suspect we'll be higher up in terms of eggs. That, of course, is the potential. This also is pre-pupa in that same time period. Again, you can see it going up. June not finished. The most exciting one is this one at the top here. So larvae harvested in every month. So this is what we're sending to feed our fish, and we were getting about 50 kilos on average per month. Now we're close to 200 per month, and we haven't finished harvesting yet. So this month, so it's like a fourfold increase in our production of two things really that we care about. One is the hatchlings that we can sell to farmers, and that again has been, we're starting to really see farmers take that on board. We've got several lined up, people taking regularly, which is great. But then also, and starting selling frass. We're speaking a couple of days ago about that on the chat. Well, a couple of days ago for me, but for you, it might be a few weeks ago, we talked about frass. And then, but more importantly, the amount of maggots that are going to the farm. We needed that consistency so we can sort out our production. We've had some issues with production because we're limited with the hatchery. So these things are all very much connected. Now we're about 200 a month, and we're still increasing. So for us, it's like really exciting to finally be able to get to the point that we've been trying to get to for years, to work out all the issues with BSF, like how do you hatch successfully, how do you feed successfully, get the facilities in place, like what's the best way to do it, and then the right staff as well. So I feel very encouraged. One of the highlights of this trip is just seeing how well it's going. This nicely illustrates where we're at, I think. You can see here a big fly and a little fly. Normally I'd be worried by them being outside like this because we didn't have flies to spare, but now we've got so many, it's fine. And they are indigenous to East Africa, so I'm not causing any problems. Difference in sizes is to do with the optimization that we're doing. But when you're at the stage where you're optimizing, that's fine. Once you've got the basics right, you can produce. So yeah, I'm very happy. Delighted that we've got plenty of maggots to harvest. We've got frass, we've got hatchlings, we've got everything we need. So thank you very much for watching. We will see you on the next video. Like and subscribe as always, that really helps us. And thanks again for your support.